Today on Endures, I am sharing a short clip from an interview that I've just published between myself and Gary Schuler. And in this clip, I explain what it means to work and be in your zone of genius. You can access the full interview in the link in the show notes. Enjoy.
You were to go back to when you had the accident and then you had the vision as to what you wanted to achieve, and now look at what you've actually achieved, would you be happy with the outcomes?
Oh, 100%. I do this all the time in my life. So I don't know if you've read the book 10x is easier than 2x. And they talk about how one of the ways to actually go 10x in areas of your life is to focus on how far you've come. And one of the things I say is when I had the accident and for a long period of time after, so I was down to working three, not even full days, a week in Sydney, so one of the most expensive cities in the world, working as a physiotherapist in a really boring rehab job that was absolutely not my zone of genius. But just because of my focus and everything and how it was then, it was just doable for me. And so I had no money. And so there was often, weeks that I was waiting for payday to get a coffee or a breakfast out. And I think now I can go and buy my team coffees. I can buy 10 or 20 coffees. I don't need to drink 10 coffees a day. And nobody wants that version of me. But if I wanted to, I could. And it's just these small little things. I think when we look back over the course of our lives, there's been bigger things as well, but we can achieve so much and, really celebrate that.
Amazing. I love your work. Finally, I just want to pick up on a comment you just made, which I love. You mentioned the word zone of genius. What does that mean to you?
Ah, this was a life changer for me. So, activating genius is I have a performance advancement pathway, and activating genius is one of the nine core catalysts on that. And it's about working out what your genius is. So, the type of work that you like to do, and not even just like to do, but what really lights you up and what you're good at and what you were put on the world to do. So, mine, and I use the Patrick Lencioni model, but mine is invention and wonder. So I am full of ideas. I have no problem coming up with a solution for something. I can tease out ideas in people. And I think this is often why we become coaches and speakers because you're dissecting ideas that already exist and, building on them, and you can create patterns really easily. I love that kind of stuff. And when I started to look into that in my clinical business and looked at some of the things that were frustrating for me in the business, the things that were my zones of burnout, they call it, were like constantly getting people excited about the things in the business, like constant repetition and constantly stepping in to help. So essentially, the things that were my zone of burnout were management. And so a lot of people I know, they set up businesses, particularly service businesses, because they're great technicians. And then at some point they hire people and then they have to become managers. I have trained myself to be a good manager. I would not call myself a great manager, but having to do it on repeat sucks the life out of me.
Yeah.
And so I think it's that differentiation of going, just because you're good at something does not mean you need to be doing it all the time.